Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the Ultimate Base 4.0. In the previous episode, we finalized the first bathroom here, including some showers this time around. Before we continue really, I want to make sure that we clean up the rest of the base a little bit. If possible, I would like to have the entire base in clean oxygen so we don't spread the germs. For that purpose, I set up another deodorizer right here, and I actually want to put this into a separate system. So I'm just going to set up another jumbo battery, something very simple, maybe a manual generator, and connect this together. Then I will be taking away the connection right here, so we don't also have to upgrade this cable. We can leave it and therefore have two separate circuits. I'm still refining some material here in the rock crusher, so we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so starving plug slugs seem to be the ones that are only producing the 40 watts, and this is when I have to feed them. They seem to be eating 5 kilograms of ore, but I also noticed you can actually feed them the refined materials, which of course we have an infinite amount of, considering we have the cobalt volcano here. And I think even more, we also have a gold volcano and an aluminium volcano. So we could theoretically go for a lot of plug slug power in this playthrough. That would at least be very interesting to me. Something we could do to help the carbon dioxide accumulate for the dust caps a little bit is add airflow tiles here and allow the carbon dioxide to actually go down. So everything that somehow lands here is then most likely forced down, and then we can fill this up. At this point, I also want to move my rock crusher out of the way a little bit. I'm just going to put this all the way up, and everything else that produces slight heat, because up here, of course, we don't really care about the cooling mechanism. We can just let it free roam. Also, we got so much juice by now. I think I'm gonna add a few more batteries just to take advantage of this a little bit more. You know, actually, one thing we could do to save on materials is replace the cabling with heavy watt wire where we already know it's gonna happen. Like, eventually, I'm gonna replace everything here with heavy watt wire that is inside the ladder shaft, at least for the starter base. We will then set up a worker base somewhere else where it's compact and everything they need is gonna be together. And of course, then just using transit tubes to get them to the place where they need to go. But right now, being centralized is actually useful for me. So of course, the ultimate base is gonna have the cables mostly hidden, but right here in this case, I could save on time a little bit by replacing some of these wires here with the heavy watt version, and therefore we don't need to use the conductive wires. Like for all of this and all of this, this would be possible. Let's just go ahead and replace that. I think that's gonna be fine. This way I can maybe reduce the amount of cobalt we're still crafting. I'm just gonna do 10 more crafts, and then hopefully we have enough refined materials until we can go for a smelting setup, or maybe even tame one of the volcanoes. I'm also gonna close off this part of the base here at the bottom, because here we're just gonna deal with the yucky lungs, and on the top I would like to see the fresh air. Oh no, okay, so this duplicant sensor here isn't actually reaching the last toilet here with Gene, because the dupe is registered on the left side of the tile. However, if I move the dupe sensor one over, then we'll cover both of the toilets. That should be good. The problem is with the ceiling light then. We can just switch them. Yeah, the ceiling light will then also reach all the toilets. Okay, just switch the sensor and the light and we're golden. So I'm assuming it's gonna be the same way here. We have to move this one over, so we cover the left side of the contraption, and then the light here should also cover the left side. Yeah, okay, just move this one over. Also, we should now be able to see the axis going right into the plant here, and therefore we're getting some thimble reed. Useful, of course, to craft and repair the Atmo suits. Good, it looks like we managed to get rid of the germs and no more dupes got sick so far. Good, in my humble opinion, it is now time to move the research station upstairs. The supercomputer is also going to move here. I think we should have the space for the virtual planetarium on the left and the material study on the right side, at least for the beginning. And also we should be able to get rid of the manual generator and the jumbo batteries here as well. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need any of this shebang anymore. Let's also get rid of the cabling here, and instead I'm gonna be adding it right there. Yeah. Now, of course, this is not really good for the decor value overall, the heavy watt wire, and the dupes are not gonna be amused. but it's not the type of morale that we actually need in the beginning. That decor value only really becomes important once you have a whole bunch of skills assigned. Right now, it's much easier to just go for the room upgrades, for instance. Right here, we only need like a decor item, and we could even go with just some flower pots right there. And this would then already be upgraded to a great hall, giving us an additional +3 morale. And we should also have some seeds here, the choya seeds from the printing pot or the mallow seeds from the actual planetoid. We're gonna go with them. Now I actually also have the space to set up another deodorizer here. This might help us, but let's also do this with heavy watt wire. I think at this point I also want to dig out the entirety of the starting biome so it stops off-gassing. We can dig up 4 tiles like so, and we can dig down 3. So all we need are ladders every 8th tile. 1, 2, 3 down, and the next ladder. And this way we can efficiently build the ladders and still dig up everything. I also would like to gain access to all of this shebang now, and of course figure out what type of volcano or geyser we have here. Now one thing you could do is go into priorities, choose the top priority and highlight this, and this would allow you to check on the notifications what type of volcano it is, but that is usually something I don't do since I dig over there anyways, and it's not like it's going to influence my decisions over the next 3 cycles or so. Okay, we survived the first 50 cycles. I'm still missing a cook and a operator. The operator is almost more important because it will take quite a while until we reach mechatronics engineering. We don't need it right now, but you know, in about 30 cycles, it would be nice to have a mechatronics engineer capable of building more advanced infrastructure. I could have taken an operator earlier on that would have been better, I think, but this time around we have Ren with +4 in machinery and +4 in science. The science is going to help him to improve quicker. So we're starting with 4 machinery plus the skill point we can assign. So 6 machinery, and we also have immune to food poisoning and increased food morale bonus, which is not bad. Yeah, I have no problems taking Ren aboard. Let's print him and also give him a mess table. I'm gonna go ahead and put him into the 2nd or so schedule. He should already have a bed, so let's head into the priorities. Operating is going to be his highest priority. We don't want to do any research though. And the 2nd highest priority is going to be set to building. And I think what I'm going to do is lower tidying, storing and supplying. That looks about right. The next thing I would like to do is improve their schedule a little bit by cutting off the printing pot here. And what we're basically going to do is cheese the duplicants to start working during their downtime. Looks like I have some more research points to assign. I'm not going to finish the analysis researcher just yet. We're going to go into improved carrying first. As for me, I'm going to keep going here with sustainability training. That's +2 athletics, not too shabby. And then Ren is gonna get into improved tinkering, so we can go straight for mechatronics engineering in let's see, it takes about 6 cycles per skill point, so we should be able to do it within the next 30 cycles. I also want to quickly set up a bottle emptier here in order to dump some liquids that I cannot currently use. For instance, I have some brine from the printing pot, and I'm gonna do sweep only for this bottle emptier. As for the pneumatic doors, the upper ones I'm just gonna go ahead and lock, and the lower ones I'm gonna prevent duplicants from accessing the printing pot, so they can only go out but not in. Let's for instance have a look at Nisbet and May. Right now they are eating, and I set the downtime so they can barely eat something and then they have to work again. But now we can set the downtime all the way to until they get +4 morale. That would be a maximum of 5 downtime slots. Nisbet right here seems to be full now, and what she's doing is taking a shower or maybe going to the printing pot. Ooh, okay, so I see a problem. Maybe they take a shower every day, but that wouldn't even be the worst, because once they took a shower they shouldn't do it anymore. Now she's going to the printing pot, and this part here I want to avoid. So as soon as the dupes are done showering, they want to go to something else that gives them pleasure, but I don't want them. It's the worker dupes. Only the hotel dupes are allowed to enjoy life, basically. But yeah, Nisbet is now just wasting her time socializing. I mean, who needs that? And now they are going back to work. So that is not satisfactory. I'm just gonna get rid of the brine here, and then I'm gonna shut down this printing pot madness. So yeah, if we wanted to be really cruel and even make them work more, we could take apart the showers. For now, I'm not doing it, because if somebody actually contracted a disease or germs, the shower might come in handy. We now got new blueprints to unlock. Let's check this out. A dusky glitter. Ah, it's just a different balloon artist overjoyed response. Interesting. Ooh, look at this, a smog slug egg. I had absolutely no idea these existed. Good. Now we can put this to the test again. They are going to sleep here, and now they shouldn't be going in here anymore. So I'm only gonna allow them to go outside, not in. After sleeping, they are going to take a poop, of course, washing their hands, and afterwards they're going to eat. So the eating part isn't solved very well because the ration box should be close to the mess tables, but we're gonna fix that. May is now eating, the downtime is still going on. Looks like they are taking a shower every day. So maybe we disable the buildings for the time being until they become important. But you can now see May is going to store materials even before the downtime is over. So we can have maximum downtime without wasting dupe labor. So what we could do to make this better is disable the shower. Maybe when I see 6 duplicants, I'm gonna enable it again. But right now the dupe labor is important since we have fewer dupes in the beginning. Not that I'm in a hurry, we're gonna have all the time in the world to make this playthrough, but still, we want to get somewhere. As for the mushrooms, we're now collecting more and more carbon dioxide. All of this eventually is gonna come down here and fill up the room. Oh, I almost forgot. I of course also need to add the downtime here for the other schedules. To not lose the benefits of the light of the printing pod, we can set up another duplicant sensor here and then simply add a ceiling light. Very easy and straightforward. I love to see it. My first dust caps are now starting to grow. Well, sporadically, but still, we had more than enough food so far. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna uproot all of the bog jellies here on the top, and eventually we're gonna replace them with something else. We still have over 200 tons of polluted dirt, and when it comes to breathability, we're not doing very well at the moment. So I think I'm gonna set up the same system we have here on the left side, also on the right side. This can still be part of the same circuit here. Oh, there we go, Amari with another skill point, rocket piloting and suit training or improved carrying first. Honestly, he's not dependent on the 400 kilograms extra weight. I'm gonna go for rocket piloting and then suit sustainability training. By the way, now that we have the mellow seats, we should also see the upgrade here to a great hall. Somebody please build this mess table. Thank you. Oh no, look at that. We got Joshua. 14 cuisine. Oh, I'm so tempted, but he's got flatulent, which is not something I want for my worker force. Natural gas should be above oxygen, I believe. Either above or below, but it's definitely going to be above the carbon dioxide. We have to do it. Otherwise, it's the second cook I would decline. And I think I'm just testing my luck this way. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Oh, I'm so sorry, base. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's not even that bad. Joshua, welcome aboard. Yes, I'm gonna put him directly into grilling, of course. And that means now we need an electric grill. I think I'm gonna put it on top of here. I don't want to spread any more heat towards the plants. How far can they go? They can only go to 30 degrees. We're already at 24. This is contributing the sludge press as well. Yeah, we're gonna avoid overdoing it, and I'm just gonna set up the cooking station here. Let me see. Let's get started with a simple microbe musher. Is there a kitchen room by now? I think there is. I never built that. Well, we need a spice grinder, electric grill or gas range, refrigerator, no mess table. What the heck is the spice grinder? We could definitely go... Yeah, let's just go for that and set up a kitchen. Why not? We need an electric grill as well, but first I want the egg cracker and microbe musher there. Makes more sense to me. This way I can have my ceiling right there and a door, and some airflow tiles here, and maybe also there and there. Oh, actually, I might not want to do that. I'm not yet sure. I want to keep the hydrogen just a little longer, and then we just hook it up this way for the time being. Yeah, I'm so stupid. I just realized the plug slugs are actually creating the hydrogen, of course. It's not a huge source of hydrogen, but it is a little something. So we could even replace this manual generator with a hydrogen generator, and since we are only doing the lights, this would probably be no issue. Nisbet earned another skill point. Very nice. We're gonna keep going towards the path of demolition. We're gonna need that to take apart tables like these. Let's actually already hit the button there. As for the ration box right now, I think I want to replace it with 2 fridges, because right now we are accumulating the bog jelly, and otherwise it's just gonna go bad very quickly. Here we have 2 fridges. I might be removing them very shortly again because I don't know the situation yet. It would be ideal to just store the food here, or at least a certain amount of it. So the bulk of the food could be stored here temporarily, and then just a little bit in the Great Hall for consumption. So I'm gonna set to all edible and to priority 8, and then maybe right over here we have another fridge that we can hook up. It's just gonna take 120 watts while it's actively cooling, and then 20 watts while being idle, and we should be able to see that now it's cooling all the way down to, I don't know, 4 degrees or so, which now only takes away 5% of freshness per cycle instead of 18, which is really good. Then this fridge here also all, but we're gonna have priority 9 and we're gonna only do 5 kilograms or so. That's enough for 5 dupes at a time. Let's maybe do 4. And here we can see it's already full. Now it's not in sterile environment, it's in contaminated air. Oh, that's not good. There should be, yeah, okay, this is contaminated. But if it's not contaminated, it's not gonna be that bad. Are we gonna get rid of this? I'm not sure. Maybe. Well, time will tell. Before I forget, I want to put Joshua maybe into this schedule here. And then we also want to sort out his priorities. Naturally, cooking is going to be the highest priority apart from toggling. And then I think I want to avoid digging and supplying. Maybe he can help out with storing a little bit. Operating should maybe have the second to highest priority, and tidying should be the lowest. That would be stuff like mopping or disinfecting. Let's keep it at that for now and see how it turns out. Wonderful, the kitchen is in place. We can set up the recipes. I'm gonna do forever mushrooms and swampy delights. And of course also the barbecue. Always eat the barbecue instead of the meat, sure. That also means we wanna go into consumable and disallow everything that we don't want, such as the raw meat and the raw bok jelly, the raw mushrooms. And I'm even gonna disallow the raw pacu fillets, and we're also gonna cook them forever. The good thing about cooking food is you also get rid of any food poisoning germs that were in there. They're then going to be stored in here again in the sterile environment. So let's wait for Joshua to do his thing. There he is coming with raw ingredients. Looks like he's going to deliver a bunch of them first. And now we are finally cooking for the first time. Suppressed notifications mod is unfortunately not working, so we see this annoying insufficient resources tag. Let's now see this in action. Amari, where are you going? Ooh, that's not good. Why aren't you going to this refrigerator? So he rather goes all the way over here. Is that because we don't have the delicious food in here? Ah, the food we have in here, of course, I just disallowed. Okay. That makes sense. So let's remove everything and only add the cooked version. So barbecue, fried mushrooms and swampy delights. We need to wait for the cooked seafood still. Much better. Now we have the right food in here. It's gonna go that minus 6% per cycle. That's not much at all. It's gonna survive. So we can now see Meep going to the toilet, and he should also be taking the food from there. Go, 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 go. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Tell me what you're thinking, Meep. About slime? Yeah, I figured. At this point, I would say we're gonna create a little bit more sand. We have over 200 tons of sedimentary rock. Let's do 99 crafts. Get that sand number up again. Let's now also replace this with a heavy watt joint plate and some heavy watt wire. Also, I always forgot, Nice bed should have the highest priority in attacking. I totally missed that. But luckily, I got reminded 2 or 3 times. By the way, you can now see the effects of the farting dupe. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I find the idea intriguing. You know what would be funny? To have all the hotel guests be flatulent dupes, and then use that to our advantage to create whatever. But it looks like the natural gas is gonna settle below the oxygen layer. Good. Judging from the situation here and your comments, the meteor showers we are experiencing here have the potential to become problematic even before we breach the surface. So everything might actually heat up eventually, and the one problem and the very specific challenge about beginning this series is gonna be to get the necessary iron to craft steel for bunker tiles. And I figured as long as we don't breach the surface, we don't really need it, but we might have to build a temporary barrier to prevent stuff from getting out of hand. And then we need to explore space ASAP and figure out where we can find the iron ore. So that is going to have a priority. So far, I believe the meteor showers are coming about every 15 cycles. If that is correct, we should have another one around cycle 60. We did the next research, so we now have access to the spice grinder. I'm gonna set that up. Let's see what we can do with it. Probably make the food better, but I suspect we're still missing the pinch of pepper nuts to do so. Let's maybe have a look at the Atmo suits. This should be easily researchable. We have to do a whole bunch of research though. Let's have a look at that. We first want to do improved ventilation. Yeah, that is going to be useful together with the Atmo sensor and the high gas pressure vent. We get some decorative items, some drywall. That could be interesting. And then of course the Atmo suits, the forge and the checkpoints. Good. My researcher is going to be working on that. Very nice. Let's set up another deodorizer. We still cannot really keep up with the sublimation stations. but it is looking much better when it comes to breathability. It looks like I failed to protect my dust caps. I'm gonna close this off and make it available from this side with ladders. So just get a heavy watch arm plate here instead, and we're gonna forget this whole situation ever happened. Meep now is gonna get into pyrotechnics, which allows him to use the blast shot maker, but we're gonna get to that later. Gonna add some airflow tiles here on the sides, so the hydrogen is moving up a little bit quicker. We're accumulating it at the top at the moment, so we can use it anytime. Ren earned another skill point. Let's put it into improved carrying first. I'm gonna need that either way. The problem is we cannot really keep up with the rate of deodorizers we have going on. So it's nonsense to add more, even if I continuously use the rock crusher to make more sand. So maybe in certain areas we have to cut our losses, be a little bit patient. It could very well be that the sand problem is solved with the second planetoid, but I don't think the iron problem will be solved. Well, I think it's time to figure that out. Yeah, let's just build something over here. By the way, you can use shift in order to build a straight line. A little nugget of convenience there. Oh, okay. There's some slime emitting here, and we cannot actually reach it. Yeah, I think I want to build a ladder down here, just in case we need to pick this up. I don't want any slime off-gassing. By the way, in terms of duplicants, in the beginning, I'm going for more specialized duplicants. Later on, I want more duplicants that have a variety of interests, especially the duplicants I'm sending on different planetoids. But the ones staying on the main planetoid will mostly have one specific task to do, and that's why I want them to have a very high beginning skill. We're still missing a farmer that is dedicated, by the way. But other than that, I will also look out for duplicants that have a variety of interests. Very good would be a combination of operating, suit wearing, building, digging, anything really that I can use on a different planetoid and assign many skills. However, in this case, of course, I'm gonna go for the sand. That is absolutely incredible in our specific situation right now, no question. Okay, very good. I made my way to the teleporter. We can now go ahead and analyze them, maybe see the destination. It's called Blizona, and we'll find some cool slush guys here. Chlorine vent, hot polluted oxygen vent, and some minor volcano. Let's oversee the planetoid here on the surface. This seems to be a cold planetoid. Chlorine gas vent here on the top left. And oh no! This is so disappointing. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't find iron. On the other side, thinking about the meteor showers, we desperately need the iron, but this is gonna make it much easier. Even if we just find a little bit of iron here in the crust, this probably means we find some more down at the bottom. Good, then the question is, do we still need to build something here, or should we just have a quick sneak peek over there? Maybe in the next episode, we're just gonna send over our builder in order to take care of preparing the planetoid for another duplicant. Maybe we can even use the frozen duplicant we'll find there. But yeah, with that out of the way, I would say we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.